An anti-vax misinformation spewing priest in Italy, Father Don Romeo, has died from COVID. He was 51 years old. Obviously, being a priest, he does not have a wife and children. However, he was a purveyor of misinformation for his congregation. He went out there and pushed a debunked conspiracy theory to his congregation and, of course, in the media over in Europe that the COVID vaccines were being made with the aborted embryonic stem cells of fetuses. And that is why you cannot get the vaccine, Father Romeo said. So Father didn't get the vaccine. I'm sure plenty of his followers didn't get the vaccine. And now he's dead at the age of 51. Had many years ahead of him if he hadn't bought into this misinformation and, of course, hadn't spread this misinformation to others. And in fact, that claim that the vaccine was made with aborted fetus stem cells was so outrageous and crazy that even the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops came out and said, this isn't true. So when even the Catholic Church in the United States, with all the problems they have, are coming out and saying, this guy's a wacko, you know something's amiss here. The standard diatribe, right? I'm not celebrating this guy's death. I'm not happy that he died. I wish he were still alive. I wish everybody that's died of COVID was still alive, especially those that have died of COVID ever since they could have gotten a vaccine. The people who died before that, they didn't have a choice. Vaccines were not available. They were unfortunately the victims of circumstance. And we still have some people that are like that, don't get me wrong. But far too many of the unvaxxed people that are dying, they're not victims of circumstance, they're victims of stupidity. They're victims of arrogance. They're victims of misinformation. And that is exactly what this Italian priest was. He bought into the misinformation. He helped spread the misinformation. He didn't protect himself. And now he's dead. For the record, the Catholic Church is not anti-vaccine. I mean, if anything, Pope Francis came out last week and said that misinformation about COVID and the vaccines is a human rights violation. So we know the official Catholic Church position on the vaccines. They're not asking for religious exemptions. But you have these outliers who are buying into the misinformation, these extremists within the Catholic Church pushing this misinformation. And this is what happens. People die because misinformation is deadly during a global pandemic. It's a very simple concept to grasp, but unfortunately, far too many people across the globe still can't seem to wrap their head around that fact. This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.